Have you ever wondered what it would be like to colonize Mars? It's a question that has sparked the imagination of scientists, dreamers, and adventurers alike. It's a question that is no longer confined to the pages of science fiction novels, but has become a real-world challenge that we are striving to answer. The red planet Mars, our next-door neighbor in the vast expanse of space, is a world of intrigue and mystery. It's a tantalizing prospect for colonization, not just for the sheer thrill of it, but for a multitude of reasons that are as grounded in practicality as they are in our dreams of exploration and expansion. Firstly, there's the potential for scientific discovery. Mars holds secrets about our solar system's history, about the origins of life, and perhaps about life beyond Earth. By establishing a colony on Mars, we could unlock these secrets and take a quantum leap in our understanding of the universe. Then there's the idea of a Plan B for humanity. As we grapple with the challenges of climate change and dwindling resources on Earth, the concept of a backup plan, a second home in space, becomes increasingly important. Mars, with its similarities to Earth, presents a viable option for this Plan B. And finally, there's the sheer challenge and adventure of it. Humans by nature are explorers. We have a thirst for knowledge, a desire to push boundaries, to venture into the unknown. Mars represents the next frontier, the next giant leap for mankind. As we gaze at the night sky and dream of the possibilities, it's crucial to remember that this is not just about dreaming, it's about planning, about engineering, about problem solving. It's about turning the seemingly impossible into the possible. If we are to make the Martian dream a reality, there are several key steps we must undertake. This journey will require our best minds, our most innovative technologies, and a collective will to go beyond what we know and where we have been. Buckle up, because the journey to Mars is just getting started. The first step in colonizing Mars is, quite simply, getting there. But let's not fool ourselves. The journey to Mars isn't a walk in the park. It's a daunting voyage that will test the limits of our technology, our scientific understanding, and even our physical endurance. Imagine spending around 7 months inside a spacecraft, with nothing but the cold void of space for company. That's the typical length of a one-way trip to Mars. The sheer duration of the journey presents a monumental challenge. It's not just about packing enough food, water, and oxygen. It's about maintaining the mental health and physical well-being of the crew members during this extended period of isolation and confinement. And then there's the question of how to propel our spacecraft across such vast distances. Conventional chemical rockets like the ones we use to reach the moon are not efficient enough for a journey to Mars. We'd need a whole lot of fuel, which would make our spacecraft extremely heavy and impractical. That's why scientists and engineers are working on advanced propulsion systems like nuclear propulsion and ion drives that could make the trip quicker and more feasible. But the challenges don't stop there. Space is a harsh and unforgiving environment. The crew would be exposed to higher levels of radiation than on Earth, which could lead to serious health issues like cancer. And the effects of microgravity on the human body are still not fully understood, but we know they can include muscle loss, bone density reduction, and vision impairment. So how do we tackle these issues? Solutions are being explored, like using water or other materials to shield against radiation, and developing exercise regimes and medical countermeasures to mitigate the effects of microgravity. These are just a few of the hurdles we need to overcome to make the journey to Mars. It's a grand challenge, but one that we, as a species, are more than capable of rising to. Once we've figured out how to get to Mars, the next step is figuring out how to live there. The second step in colonizing Mars is learning how to survive in its harsh environment. Surviving on Mars, a seemingly hostile planet, presents a unique set of challenges. Imagine a place where the air is so thin, it's almost non-existent. A place where temperatures plummet to a bone-chilling 100 degrees below zero at night. And if you're longing for a glass of water, you're out of luck. Liquid water is as scarce as hen's teeth on the red planet. To survive on Mars, we need to tackle each of these challenges head-on. For starters, we'll need to create habitats with sophisticated life support systems. These habitats will not only provide a pressurized environment, but also generate oxygen for us to breathe and shield us from harmful radiation. But how about those freezing temperatures? Well, our habitats will need to be well insulated and equipped with efficient heating systems. As for the power to run these systems, Mars' unobstructed sunlight provides an abundant source of solar energy. We could also harness Mars's natural resources like its iron-rich soil to generate power. Water, the elixir of life, poses one of the biggest challenges. We can't survive without it, and transporting it from Earth isn't a practical solution. But here's the good news. Mars' polar ice caps are made of water ice. We could potentially melt this ice and purify it for drinking. Alternatively, we could extract water from the planet's atmosphere, albeit it's a thin one. Innovative technology and human ingenuity will play a crucial role in overcoming these challenges. And let's not forget, these are just the basics. Surviving on Mars also involves growing food, maintaining mental health, and of course dealing with unexpected emergencies. But hey, we're a resilient species. We've survived on Earth for over 200,000 years, haven't we? So, with some ingenuity, a whole lot of planning, and a dash of Martian spirit, we can make Mars our second home. Once we've figured out how to survive on Mars, the next step is learning how to thrive there. The third step in colonizing Mars is establishing a self-sustaining colony. Imagine Mars as our second home, a place where Earth's pioneering spirit can thrive once again. But how do we move from merely surviving to truly thriving in such a hostile environment? Well, it all comes down to three key requirements: a reliable food source, the ability to manufacture goods, and the establishment of a stable society. First, let's talk about food. Mars isn't exactly known for its fertile soil, but that doesn't mean we can't grow our own food there. Hydroponics, the process of growing plants without soil, could be our answer. By using mineral nutrient solutions in water, without soil, we can cultivate crops in controlled environments. Picture a Martian greenhouse filled with lush, leafy greens, ripe tomatoes, and maybe even some Martian-grown strawberries for dessert. Next, we need to be able to make things. And no, we can't just pack a suitcase full of everything we'll ever need. That's where 3D printing comes into play. From tools to spare parts, even habitats, 3D printers could use Mars's own resources, like its ubiquitous red dust, to create everything a thriving colony needs. The idea of printing your own home may seem like science fiction, but it's a reality we're working towards. Lastly, and perhaps most importantly, we need a stable society. This goes beyond just having enough people to keep things running. It's about creating a Martian culture, a sense of community, and effective governance. It's about ensuring mental health services and recreational activities are available to keep morale high. After all, what's the point of living on Mars if you can't enjoy it? So there you have it. Hydroponics for food, 3D printing for goods, and a strong social structure to keep it all together. It's a grand vision, but one that's within our reach. Once we've established a self-sustaining colony, the final step is expanding and growing. The final step in colonizing Mars is expansion and growth. The Martian soil has been tamed, life-supporting structures are in place, and the pioneers are thriving. But to truly establish a colony that lasts, we need to think bigger, much bigger. Expansion is crucial. More habitats mean more room for people and the necessary infrastructure to support them. But building isn't as simple as laying bricks on Earth. Mars' harsh environment requires us to innovate, to create habitats that shield us from radiation, maintain temperature, and recycle air and water. The solutions? Maybe it's inflatable habitats, or perhaps it's building underground. The possibilities are as vast as the Martian landscape itself, but a growing colony needs more than just space. It needs resources, and lots of them. Water, oxygen, food, energy, these are the lifeblood of a colony. Mars, despite its barren appearance, holds potential. Its polar ice caps could provide water, its soil can be used to grow crops, and its abundant sunlight offers a source of renewable energy. Plus, the planet's rich mineral deposits could be mined to produce building materials and even rocket fuel. And then there's the question of population. A thriving colony needs people, lots of them, to work, to innovate, to build, to dream. Encouraging immigration is key. Whether it's scientists eager to unlock Mars's secrets, engineers ready to build the future, or simply adventurous souls yearning for a life less ordinary, Mars will need them all. But let's not forget, expansion and growth are not just about survival. They're about creating a vibrant, diverse, and sustainable society, a second home for humanity, and who knows, with enough time, effort, and ingenuity, Mars could even become a launchpad for exploring the rest of our universe. With these steps, we could potentially establish a thriving colony on Mars. So, what does the future hold for Martian colonization? As we stand on the brink of this interplanetary leap, the potential benefits and challenges of a Martian colony are immense and varied. The scientific discoveries alone could revolutionize our understanding of the universe. Mars, with its starkly different conditions, might hold answers to some of our oldest questions. Could there have been life on Mars? What can the red planet teach us about our own Earth's past, present, and future? But it's not just about scientific curiosity. A Martian colony could serve as a vital lifeboat for humanity. As we grapple with climate change and other existential threats, establishing a foothold on another planet could provide a safety net for our species. However, the road to Mars is fraught with challenges. One of the most significant is the potential for conflict. As nations and corporations race to stake their claim on Martian resources, we must ensure that the red planet does not become a battleground for earthly disputes. Then there are the ethical considerations. Mars is a pristine, untouched world. By setting foot on its surface, we risk contaminating it with earthly life. Some argue that we have a moral obligation to preserve Mars in its natural state for future generations to study and appreciate. Moreover, what about the rights of the colonists? Will they be citizens of their home countries, or will they form a new Martian society? These questions of governance and human rights are as important as the technological challenges we face. These are complex issues and there are no easy answers. But as we forge ahead, we must strive to balance our thirst for exploration with our responsibility to protect and preserve. In the grand scheme of things, the colonization of Mars represents a new chapter in the story of humanity. It's a testament to our ingenuity and our relentless desire to push the boundaries of what's possible. The dream of colonizing Mars is within our grasp. It's a challenging journey, but one that could change the course of human history. Let's take a moment to recap the steps needed to colonize Mars. Our journey begins with the challenge of reaching the red planet, a feat that demands significant technological advancements and meticulous planning. Once there, survival becomes the primary focus, establishing shelter, sourcing water, and creating a breathable atmosphere. As we look to thrive on Mars, we must consider sustainable food production and the creation of a self-sustaining ecosystem. The next stage involves expansion, building more habitats, and increasing the colony's capacity. Throughout this adventure, we've examined the future of Martian colonization, the potential benefits of mining Mars for resources, scientific discoveries waiting to be made, and the exciting possibility of becoming an interplanetary species. However, we also address the immense challenges, from harsh Martian conditions to the psychological impacts of such a daring endeavor. Colonizing Mars is no small feat, but the rewards could be astronomical. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the cosmos.